I will point out before we get started that I have streamed this game a couple of times over the past week or so, but those versions of it were the pre-launch versions. They basically had like a version out last week, a patch they put out this weekend, and this current launch day version, which we just got the patch for today. So if you go back and watch my VODs, or you go to my YouTube channel and watch the highlights that I put up there, you're going to see kind of slightly older versions of this game. But what I'm streaming here today is, in fact, the new, brandy new, just released version for launch day. Now, I will say there's not that much difference between this version and the version I streamed yesterday. It seems like there's just some minor bug fixes and tweaks and stuff like that, and I haven't actually been able to find patch notes for it, so I can't tell you exactly what's changed over the past couple of days, but my general sense from what I've seen of it so far is that this is just a little bit more polished and a little bit more refined a version of the game. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk to our man Smedley. Where we're picking this up from is where we left off yesterday, where we're basically about four or five missions into the campaign. So nothing too spoilery here. I'm actually probably only going to stream this last time today, so as not to reveal too much of the story. But rest assured, there's a lot more game here after what I'm going to show, so you're not going to see anything that's going to end up ruining the story for you or anything like that. So anyway, here we go.
I have just the job for you. A bit of a milk run as a way of saying sorry for sending you after Luna ill-prepared.
There's no such thing as a milk run in my experience.
It's a simple delivery. The Johnson wants to lay a bit of dirt on a junior exec at Neonet by the name of Jarl Merkson.
Corporate intrigue? That does sound easy. What exactly do you need?
Jane has prepared some damning evidence of drug abuse and payments to a dealer. She's going to put it into his files.
So what do you need me for? Jane can do that on her own.
I want you to hide a cred stick with the payment history and some illicit substance in his office, so the investigating Corps police can find it.
I see you've given this some thought. How do I get in?
Jane will provide a temporary access pass to the Neonet towers. It's a low security area, so there might be a couple of bots, nothing more.
So I suppose I should not leave my gun at home?
That would be unwise.
So, yeah, anytime somebody tells you in a video game that they're putting you on a milk run, you know stuff's about to get real. And this mission is no exception. Having played through it a few times in earlier versions of the game before character wipes and stuff like that, I kind of know what I'm in for here. So we're going to make sure that we're nicely prepared for this. Let's see, we have some karma that's unspent. Let me see if we have enough to actually get a new skill. Yes, we do. Excellent. Definitely going to do that. And it looks like we have enough to take an even basic skill of some sort. I was thinking I might diversify slightly from my build here. I was thinking about maybe picking up the organ harvesting skill on this character, because I think it might end up proving useful as we get further into the game. And that will use up the 3 little karma points that I have remaining at the moment. Go ahead and do that before I forget about it. And I'm still primarily going to focus on this guy on the automatics tree, just because that's the type of weapon that I primarily use on this character, so it just makes sense to pump that up as much as possible. But I do want to sprinkle a few little skills in there here and there. Basically, you've got like a few things that you do out on missions that can be handy to have the skills for, such as lockpicking, hacking, organ harvesting, things of that nature. And so picking up at least the basic levels of some of those abilities makes a lot of sense because they don't cost a lot of karma. So even if you want to particularly specialize in one thing, you might still, even in the early stages of the game, want to grab some of those basic skills that I just mentioned, so that you can take advantage of those opportunities when they come up in levels. So let's go ahead and review real quickly our inventory and such. So we have our bionics installed from yesterday, which is going to give us 2 more hit points than normal, but has reduced our essence. Our essence is down to 2. I wonder if they adjusted the toll on the essence from the bionics, because I feel like we had less essence yesterday than we do right now. I wonder if that's something that happened with the patch today. Kind of makes me kind of wants to make me, if I could talk, that would be great, go and see this vendor and confirm what my bionics are actually doing. Let me look and see. Right now I have these legs. Yeah, they totally did. They totally reduced the toll on essence for the alpha parts. So it looks like now alpha parts take away 2 essence instead of 3. So even though I have these 2 parts that I have installed would have taken up all of my essence as of yesterday's build of the game, but in today's patch, or the release version of the game, they're only taking up 2. So that's definitely an important thing, whether you're thinking about playing a magic user and having it affect your mana, or you're just thinking about going full cyber and you want to be able to get cybernetic components into each one of your available slots. That gives you a lot more options than you had previously, because the way it was before, if you bought 2 alpha parts and installed them on a human, you were basically out of essence and would have to swap out parts for something better to be able to cyber out any additional slots. So that's definitely cool. That definitely is going to give me some more options with this guy, so that's very welcome change. But let's go ahead and jump into the mission and see if we can find any changes in the tactical area of the game, because that's probably ultimately what's going to be most important to a lot of people who are looking at this and how it's progressing through these different builds. So let's go ahead and jump in here. And we'll go and take... I think we might mix it up a little bit. We've been taking Brutus as our henchman for all of these missions. Let's do something a little different. Let's take a hacker on this mission. A, because I know they'll be helpful, and B, just to show something a little different from the henchmen in these streams and videos and stuff. Definitely want to show a bit more of the game. I have noticed some minor issues with the servers today, and I guess that's to be expected because it is launch day. I noticed that earlier when I went to test the new executable to make sure it was working, I had a little bit of trouble logging in and getting the game to launch to the character select screen. Like right before the character select screen would come up, I'd get like a timeout where it wouldn't connect, and then I'd have to try again. I think I had to do that about 3 or 4 times before I finally got into the game. And now here, trying to initiate this mission, I'm seeing some lag. You'll notice down here in the lower right, it's waiting for the game server to initiate this, which is definitely unusual. That's the first time I've seen this happen in these newer builds of the game. So I can only assume that that's a consequence of so many people, you know, coming in at launch day and playing the game, which is probably great from the the standpoint of being good for the game, but might make things seem a little clunkier than they normally have been in my experience. So for this mission, we're going to get to this guy's office and don't get caught by security. That sounds pretty straightforward. Let's do it. Yeah, we're definitely getting some lag in these cases where the client needs to interact with the server. And I guess this is kind of showing you the points where that's really happening, because that's where we're getting these delays. I saw a tiny little bit of this last night on last night's build of the game, so I don't think it's anything that was introduced in today's patch. I think it's just strictly a measure of demand on the servers right now, because there's probably more people playing this game right now than have been simultaneously all throughout the development process. So there
All
might
right,
be...
fresh meat. This is as far as your access pass covers you. From here on, things might get rough.
Yeah, I can definitely see that being a server issue, and not necessarily any sort of technical issue with the game per se.
Can't you weave some of your Matrix magic and just get me in?
Hey, I already rerouted all the outgoing alerts to the coffee machine on the second floor.
So at least I don't have to worry about reinforcements.
But you are going to get a massive Starbucks bill.
You'll be fine. It's just a bunch of security bots.
All right. So one of the reasons I wanted to bring this hacker guy on this mission is that he actually has the ability to hack this console over here. And I'll just mosey on over this way so you can see why that's important.
Careful. That barrier will set off an alert.
Didn't you say you disabled all outgoing alarms?
Yeah, but there's bound to be some hardwired failsafe, doors auto-locking, and so on.
Well, we can't have that, so let's see if our hacker guy can do something about all that. Oh, epic fail. Epic fail, hacker guy, not cool. Alright, well, since he did not succeed in that endeavor, we're going to have to go with a more traditional approach to this mission. That would have let us go into the level in a different way, but since it didn't work out, we'll need to adapt. I'll just give you guys a peek at what you can't see here. There's just a door you can't go through. Alright, so for this next turn, let's see, can I take another crack at that? No, it looks like I fried it out, so that's definitely going to be a no-go going in through that way. That's cool though. We'll just move our little friend up to this doorway into a cover spot. And have our main guy come and back him up. Now, because there was a patch today, I don't necessarily want to make any assumptions about where enemies and stuff are going to be placed in this scenario, so I am going to be a little bit cautious moving up here, just because I'm not sure what they may have changed or tweaked in this latest build of the game. Let's see what we can see by moving up first. Alright, so we've still got this turret up here, which, you know, at first glance you might look at the hit points and say 3 of 3, that's nothing, but keep in mind you're seeing physical armor there of 7, so that's actually a total of 10 points of damage we're going to have to do to knock that thing out, unless our hacker friend can fry it, much like how Jane did in the previous mission, I believe it was. Let's go ahead and see if we can move up and get a better look at things while still staying in cover. Alright. Let's see if the hacker even has a chance at frying that thing moving up to his walk point. 0% from that range, so we're going to definitely need to move him up at least to this cover spot. Okay. Oh my. Evil Robot Man. Hi, Evil Robot Man. I would very much like it if you would not shoot my face off. That would be spectacular. So, we're going to see about maybe taking out Evil Robot Man. But I think the first thing we need to look at doing is disabling that turret, if we can. That's still a 0% chance from here, but I can move my hacker up into cover, and maybe that'll give him at least some chance at taking the turret out. Basically, if we can disable the turret, it's going to make moving around in here a lot easier. So let me try to take the crack at this, even though it's only 40%. Bam! Good dice roll. Alright, so that's going to make life a little bit easier. Now we have a good chance at actually hitting that guy. So what I want to do is actually move my... Let's see, do I have any shot at this guy from where I am? Doesn't look like it. Which is kind of strange because you would think that I would. I guess that's technically no line of sight there. Oh wait, I see. Oh no, I don't. Okay, I was confused. Now I have full movement, so I could technically move up here, but I don't want to leave myself stranded out in the open. So my move would have to be to a cover spot that's closer to this enemy. I think what I'm going to do is try to split his attention and come over here. Okay, good. He missed there. Or it looks like he nicked him, but not a full-on shot. So let's see if I can one-up him a bit. So this is where my double shot ability should be really helpful. So right now I only have a 55% chance of hitting that bot with this guy, but if I move over here and flank him, that should jump up considerably. So now it's 85, and if I bust out my double shot ability, this might be enough to take him out. Not quite, but he is hurting. His armor's gone, and he's down to 4. So let's see if my hacker can finish him off. Now he's only got a 59% chance from there. Let's see if I can move up to cover and improve that. So that jumps that up to 75. And if I remember correctly, this attack does 3 to 4. So if he crits on this or manages to get a good roll on it, I may actually end up killing him with this. Wasn't enough to kill him, but it was enough to make him think twice. So that's good. And he missed his shot, so that should make it pretty easy for me to finish him off. And now it's really just a question of who I want to do that with. I think, all things considered, well, since I have a 100% chance of hitting him with my main character, I might as well do that. That takes care of him. Alright, so now let's go ahead and move our hacker up. We'll actually let him interact with this magnifying glass. And this is some more of that flavor text that you get sometimes whenever you're going into levels. I'll leave it up there for a second so you guys can read it if you want to. Sometimes those things give you hints about stuff in the level that help you prepare for things. Sometimes they're literally just like for ambience or flavor or what have you. I do want to move up here, but I also want to reload, so I'm just going to move to cover and reload real quick, since I'm getting kind of low. There we go. And it looks like we can pretty safely move our hacker up to this doorway for his move. Those hackers don't need to reload. Alright, let's say we can probably go ahead and head over to this side area, because I see there's an object there that we're probably going to want to pick up. Let's do that cautiously. Two interactables in this room, so that's good. I guess we'll let the hacker get the closer one that he can actually reach. And there's an item for us. Very nice. It's like a clothing item. What can our guy get? Cool. A weapon. Pistol of some sort. Not bad. Alright, let's have our hacker go and take up a position in here. And have him wait a tick for our main guy to catch up. Then we'll have our main. I wonder why our main can't reach there. I guess it's a little beyond his walkage. Oh well, we'll just bring him over here then, I guess. I just don't want to go in this room until they've both got full movement, just in case anything crazy goes down. So let's go ahead and wait a turn. Alright. So I think I'm going to stick with the strategy that's been working for me in this mission, which is to kind of go wide around the outside of the room and try to kind of sneak up on the guys who are usually over here. Now if they've changed anything, that may not be valid anymore, but hopefully it's still the case.
Whoa, nice. So
It's not all that it's cut out to be. And be careful. There's quite a bit of automated security around.
you were a Sarara man? Woman, I mean?
Let's not chat now. The bots just powered up.
Okay, so it doesn't look like they've seen us or we've seen them, so we should be able to continue to move around the outside of the room here as planned. So that should be good. Let's go ahead and get into cover just in case, and then bring our buddy with. Now he is a little nicked, but not enough for me to want to use a med kit on him. I think we're probably okay to just keep advancing. I'm gonna go over here. I don't want to go up too close too quickly. Yeah, okay, so I can see over there, but I can't see them. So I'm not sure that they actually are where I think they are, but we'll find out soon enough. Bring our hacker friend over. Got an item here in the middle of this area to pick up at some point too. Okay, I am going to move up into this area. Yeah, I think I'm not actually going to end up seeing those enemies until I come around this corner, but I'm pretty sure that they're there unless something's changed. We're going to go ahead and move up. Let's go to here. Okay. I think we're ready to do this. Let's give it a shot. Are we fully loaded? Yep. Looking good. Alright, so ideally what we'd like to do here is stun one of these guys and then double shot the other one. Now I have an equal chance of hitting both of them with my main guy, so it's really going to come down to which one of them the hacker can stun more readily. So I think what I want to do... Now those percentages are pretty poor, but I bet if I move him up here, he'll improve his odds. And since he doesn't need to have line of sight for this attack, yeah, it does not affect, or does not require line of sight. So we can tuck him in here, get him closer, and improve his odds, while still keeping him relatively safe, and still giving him the ability to execute that attack this turn. All right, so he's got a 74% chance to stun this guy. So I think we're going to take that. And hopefully this will work. Oh, and of course it missed. So that's bad. That's real bad. But let's not dwell on that. So since that failed, we're going to double shoot, or the actual name of this ability is Burst Fire, the closer guy. And the reason we're going to do that is because the other guy will have to move more to get to us. So if we take out the guy who's closer, we have a better chance of surviving this, basically. Let's see, 5 to 6 per shot, so I'm going to need both shots to hit, regardless of how good the first one is. So hopefully this will work. Alright, good. Oh man, my guy got spanked a little bit there, so we may need to have him retreat. But that's okay. It's okay, we're not going to panic. No panic. No panicking. Okay, so this guy, can we get him to a cover position without sprinting? Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's the case. Well, I guess we can go into cover right next to this guy, which may flush him out and kind of force him to move. Let's go ahead and do that and see if we can hit him. Because we're only 55% chance to hit now, but from this cover spot we should be 100, and it should be considered a flank. So, yeah, here we go. See what kind of damage we can do. That was pretty good. That was a pretty beefy hit we just laid on him. Unfortunately, it looks like all it did was take out his armor. So he's still got 9 points, which means our hacker could be in real trouble here. But what we might be able to do is just run to cover and break his line of sight to force him to move to take his next shot. And then still attack, because we have that ability to attack without line of sight with this guy. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's cozy up to this wall and try to lay a hurt down on this guy. Really unfortunate that that stun missed last turn. Okay, so that was good. Okay, so that hurt our main guy pretty good. Actually, not too bad. Not too bad. So we're only down 2 hit points from that attack. So that's really good, actually. Let's see if our main guy can finish him off from that position. Let's go ahead and reload, since we're not going to move. And then bust a cap. Okay, so that wasn't enough to kill. It did take him down a bit, though. Let's see if our hacker can finish the job, or at least get him close. Yeah, it looks like that was a total fail. Okay, so now we have a bit of a problem. We have a bit of a problem in that we're not really doing a ton of damage to this guy. And we're hurt ourselves. So what I may need to do is move back to this full cover and heal myself this round, and then just let the hacker continue to pelt him from afar. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's back off. And we'll heal ourselves. That should make us a lot more survivable. And then let's see if the hacker can actually hit him this time. That was much better. Now he's going to move and probably try to shoot the hacker. Oh no, he actually sprinted, so he didn't get to fire. So that's excellent. Because what that means is that I can move my main guy up here. Get the line of sight. And let's go ahead and... let's just go ahead and take a regular shot here. I don't think we need to waste the double on this guy. Yeah, now we just need to have the hacker do his business. Surprised how ineffective... well, we finally got his armor down is the thing. Surprised how ineffective those shots have been. But I think we're still going to be okay. Just need to... I'd like to improve my odds of success here as far as hitting him goes. Let's see if I can break his line of sight completely so he doesn't have a chance to hit me while still getting closer to him and improving my odds of hitting him. Let's go ahead and go here. Okay. And then as we can see, that is a little bit better percentage, so let's hope this hits. And he's down. Excellent. Okay. Whew. That was almost really gnarly. we almost got into trouble there, but we're gonna gloss over that. So here we have another. This is actually kind of a funny one. This is talking about how one of their security people is getting transferred to Alaska because they screwed something up in like a nice corporate speak kind of way. It's kind of funny read, but doesn't really have much to do with the task at hand. So let's go ahead and grab this item. Nice. Looking good. Festive clothing item there. And then I think we have pretty much cleared out this room at this point. It doesn't look like we have any other items or anything we need to worry about interacting with. So let's go ahead and bounce over here. Actually thinking I may want to heal. Yeah, I may want to heal up my hacker friend just so he doesn't go down here before the end of the mission. So let's go ahead and get into position to do that. Alright, we need to burn a turn here. And then I'm gonna have you do this on him. Alright, that's looking a lot better. Unfortunately now I'm completely out of medical kits, so if things go poorly here it could be real bad. But let's not dwell on that. I think we want to move you into cover. This guy's in cover, but let's wait on the next turn to actually open the door. And let's have Hacker Man open the door so that I can move with full movement. Okay. That's good. Alright, I think I'm going to make a move here. Let's go ahead and put it up here. Item over there. Otherwise this room's looking pretty good. I think I am just gonna kind of hang out here with this guy. Let's go ahead and trigger this. Okay, so I think it's not going to trigger the event until I move the other guy into the room. And if that's the case, I'm just going to go back to this spot so I can move the other guy in properly. Let's go ahead and move him in with my guy. Oh, madness. So much madness.
Holy crap! You see that?
The Neonet tower grid just went crazy. They've initiated combat protocols. Looks like they think they're under attack.
It's a fragging dragon. A dragon just flew over the bridge.
Did you see anything? I'm shut out of the cameras. They're locking the grid down.
I'm telling you, I saw a dragon, and I could see fire over at Tower 3, way up top. I'm thinking I should probably bail out.
I've opened a hatch to a service tunnel about 30 feet from your last position. Go now.
I like that punctuation with the dragon roar. It's nice. Okay, so these guys are going to make that problematic. Definitely problematic. Alright, so if I want that item, these guys are all going to have to die. But the other thing I could potentially do is try to make a run for the exit. So depending on how this goes, I may play this slightly differently. But let's be optimistic and say we're actually going to kill all these guys, and that's how this is going to work. Sure, let's go with that. So what I think I want to do for this first opener is just take a double shot at the guy I have the best percentage on, and then I'll reload and shoot for the next turn from the position that I'm in. Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, I see my percentages go down on the double shot. Oh, that's weird. I swear those values just changed. Oh, wait. There we go. Okay, so I got a 54 on the single shot. Yeah, maybe we should stick with that. Yeah, let's stick with that for now. And actually, since I'm going to be just staying in the position that I'm in, I'll go ahead and reload before I take the shot, and then I won't have to worry about it next turn, in case I need to move. Oh, come on, fella, you can do better than that. Okay, so we got a 50-50 chance of hurting that guy. What are my chances to stun from this location? Surprisingly about the same. I don't think I want to waste the stun on a 50-50 shot, so let's go ahead and just see if we can hit this guy. And it missed. Okay, that's going to be real bad. This is going to be real bad. So, how I think I probably need to handle this, if I got any chance of surviving here, is just making a break for it. So what I'm going to do is reposition into cover over here. And that should put me within striking distance of running out of this place. Now the question is, do I have the... I think because it's a henchman, and I really don't care if the henchman gets hurt, I know that's kind of cruel, I'm going to have him run and grab the object. And that should still put him within escape distance if he manages to survive this round. But this is not really a very practical fight that I'm in at the moment. So it's really more about just surviving and trying to get to the exit, which I think we're actually going to do. So that's pretty cool. Let's go ahead and get these guys out of here. Sometimes discretion is the better part of valor.
All the way down and continue down the left tunnel.
All the way? We're on the 42nd floor.
Then don't look down. When you're in the tunnel, look for an emergency manhole. That should get you out on the streets.
Trek. So that's what a milk run is.
So I think that's a good example of how sometimes this game is not about killing everything. It's really about accomplishing the task, right? And if the task is get out of there, that's your task, right? Like fighting those guys most likely would have gotten me killed and almost certainly would have gotten my henchmen killed, but that wasn't really necessary to achieve the objective. And since I was still able to get the loot, and since those guys don't actually drop any items, I consider that a win. So let's see what our boy Smedley has to say about things. I'm sure he's going to be very excited about our dragon encounter.
Some milk run you sent me on.
I do apologize, but I think I can't be blamed for the sudden appearance of a dragon. Not something one factors in, usually.
Did this have anything to do with my job?
Exclusivity, of course.
I doubt it. Unless Neonet has dragons running security on their junior executives.
Do you know what happened?
Apparently, the dragon erupted from some underground facility and immediately attacked the Neonet towers.
And then?
They managed to fight it off, and it crashed somewhere in the city.
So which dragon was that? Damon?
No one is sure what Damon looks like, so it could have been him, but there's no positive ID on it yet.
Whoever it was, it sure made an entry.
Maybe the attack was aimed at Celadir. He is a major shareholder and deeply entwined with Neonet after all.
Well, I'm just glad I made it out of there.
Alright, hot loots. I like hot loots. Alright, that hacking tool would be good to sell for something, for sure. Unless I decide I want to go into hacking. Alright, let's go ahead and see what everybody thinks about the dragon situation. It looks like we're getting a little bit of input lag as a result of those server latency issues. Like as you can see, I'm clicking on things and sometimes it's going right away and sometimes there's a little bit of a pause. That's definitely abnormal, and again I would chalk that up to launch day server stuff. Like I said, I've been playing this game for a while now and usually it's pretty smooth and responsive with regard to that, so take that for what it's worth. I think you're going to probably see a little bit of weird behavior today just because it is launch day. I was kind of curious to see if they were going to put more VO in for some of these secondary and tertiary character interactions. It looks like, at least with this one, they haven't, but I'd be curious to see where they do sprinkle more VO in. I think it definitely helps in certain situations. I mean, I think it's probably not necessary for a vendor like that, but I feel like the more VO they can get into the game, the more it helps with the immersion and such. Like, I'd be curious to see if this guy will talk, because I have a feeling he's going to end up having some bearing on the story, and he didn't talk in previous builds of the game. Now it looks like they're still relying on text for this. I like that. You don't want to be staring at me like that. It's a good, like, dark alley kind of conversation. Alright, well, let's see what our people who are more chatty have to say.
Payday, you won't believe what just happened.
In town for a week and already ran into a dragon? And lived? You had to upstage me, eh?
Believe me, I didn't need this.
I guess so. Well, you made it out alive. That's what counts. With the city in turmoil, we're gonna see a lot of action soon.
He's very excited about the prospect of that. You can just tell he's itching for it.
That was one hell of a milk run.
I still can't believe it. A fraggin' dragon!
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up.
And vacate the premises.
See what our blade vendor has to say. I need to replenish my medical kits that I used up in that last mission too. And as far as I know, she's the only vendor here who sells them. So. Go ahead and do that while we're thinking about it. Do I actually have any of those right now? No, I just have the one that I just bought. So let's buy another one. And it looks like they did fix that little UI glitch that was in the previous build of the game, where like sometimes these menus wouldn't work right out the gate. It seems like they're a lot more responsive than they had been, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and equip those so that we'll have them in the field. Because the thing is, if you don't slot your items before you start a mission, there's no way to get to your inventory mid-mission. So you always want to make sure you're loading yourself up before you actually go on the next mission. Use ceramic plating. Okay, so that's the armor that we currently have. Good to know. I actually got a decent amount of money. We might want to go visit the armor smith and see if we can get some actual ceramic plating. I don't think we have enough money quite yet for that, but we can at least take a peek. Let's see what the doc has to say. Makes sense. That guy is weird. Just saying. See what Magic Dude has to say. Obviously everybody's hyped on the dragon situation.
Designated restricted under the
I know I said it last stream, but I definitely appreciate how they've moved all of the conversation text down to the lower third of the screen in these more recent builds. It's a lot easier to follow the dialogue without like the little thought bubbles kind of zipping around all over the place in the actual level. And it also doesn't cover up your character or the character you're talking to in weird ways like it used to. So I think this is definitely a good change.
premises.
Yeah, it's definitely a shame that they weren't able to do full VO for this, because I feel like some of this dialogue is actually really good, that some of the secondary characters go through, and when you hear the primary characters speaking everything, it definitely goes a long way to selling the whole immersion factor. So it's kind of weird having to alternate between listening to the dialogue spoken to you in a pretty well acted way and having to read everything yourself. So that's a little bit. I almost feel like there should be a threshold where if the character says more than like a couple of sentences at a time on a regular basis, then that's a character that probably should have VO. Whereas like if a character just says a phrase or a sentence here or there, I would say that's more likely where having to read it all the time makes more sense. Like I've noticed this particular NPC that I'm about to go talk to, her phrases and sentences tend to be pretty short, at least they have been so far. So like I don't mind this as having to read it so much, but you know, if we were having more elaborate conversations, I think the reading becomes more of an issue, especially when viewed against the other NPCs who do have VO. But obviously, you know, budgetary considerations and whatnot for this game, I think we're pretty strict, so I'm sure they made the most out of what they had to work with. But it definitely would be something that I wouldn't mind seeing them enhance over time if possible. Like if this thing does pretty well and they, you know, get some good sales numbers out of it, it would be nice to maybe see some VO added in as like additional content gets added in.
Bozeman, did someone pick up that dragon at the towers?
It's all over the news. There is a trid feed of the dragon attacking the Neonet towers. Man, that was one angry wizword.
Disperse immediately.
Anyone know where it came from?
Newsfeed said it emerged from some underground facility. How could someone hide away an adult dragon without anybody knowing about it?
Beats me. I thought all dragons were accounted for.
Well, we know Damon is active locally, but no one knows what he looks like in his natural state.
Damon is the resident dragon playboy socialite, right?
Yeah, more chatty than Dunkel's on. But I think it's all just show. He's got a stake in every big operation in town. He's dangerous.
I feel like that's a good example of the difference, right? Like when you hear the VO and you get to interact with the characters in that way, it definitely amps that interaction up in a way that you just don't get out of having to read it. The other thing I would say too is if you're gonna have to read a lot of these, a bigger font would have been appreciated. Like that's it's a little bit small, especially considering that a lot of the lines of dialogue only take up, you know, a fraction of the space available. Like I know there are certain interactions where you have several sentences filling up this space a bit more, but maybe even a setting that like allows you to adjust the font size would be cool. Like if you are going to have to do more reading, it would be nice to have some control over that. That was something I didn't really comment about too much in previous streams because I actually honestly wasn't sure how much VO was going to be in the final game, but now that I'm seeing, you know, that there's not a lot more than there had been in this release version, these are kind of becoming things that I'm noticing more as I'm playing it. Okay, let's take a quick look at her available weapons. So this used Predator that I'm rocking right now isn't bad. I actually don't think there's anything available right now that I'd rather have, at least nothing that I can afford. Like this would be a slight upgrade, but I'd be losing some crit chance to gain base damage. I think I'd rather hold out for something that is just a net positive or exclusively positive upgrade. I'm not real keen on the idea of giving up something to get something else, especially for that price tag. Not that I can afford it right now anyway, but details. There's that plating. Let's see, we did pick up some new items which we can get rid of. There's a gain crit chance, lose some accuracy, lose some range, and some damage. Yeah, that's nothing I'm interested in equipping. At least not without going into a pistol specialization with my skills. I might be able to help out with some of that. So let's see, as far as our hacking stuff goes, this one that we picked up is certainly worth a lot more. Maybe we'll just get rid of this other one and hang on to that one until we decide for sure whether or not we're going to go into the hacking skill on this guy. At least we'll have a nicer item to use if we do end up going that way. And yeah, that's going to do it for that. Got our medical kits equipped. And okay, we did get some
This area.
a valuable which we can sell. I believe the rule of thumb with these is anything that's under the valuables category you can just sell for extra monies. So that's how I've been approaching it, and that's been working out for me so far. And then of course we have our cybernetics. And I'll mention again, I know I said this at the beginning of the stream, but just for the people who come in late, one change that they've made in this most recent patch, the launch day patch, is these alpha cybernetic components used to take 3 essence to equip. Now they only take 2. So that means that even if you're using the alpha grade cybernetics, you can actually get more of them on, say for example, a human. It was before, since they each took 3, you could only have 2 alphas on a human character before you'd run out of essence. Now, since the alphas are only taking 2, you could actually have 3 cybernetics on a human character using the alpha grade components. So that's definitely a pretty significant change in this newest version that was just released today for launch. So let's go ahead and check out our armor guy, if he's got anything we can use. It was weird that it just kicked me out of the interaction there instead of letting me go here. Whatever, details. Alright, so this guy's got... So he's actually got the for real armor, which is significantly better, but also significantly more expensive. Although we're getting pretty close. I think one more mission and we could afford this armor upgrade. So that would be kind of cool. I don't think I care about the elemental essence stuff, at least not on this character. I think the full-on ceramic plating is probably going to be my next major upgrade, though, because that armor jump is pretty significant. Alright, so, we got the neighborhood watch guys we can talk to, too. And then I think we're ready to go on the next mission.
Did you guys see where the dragon went?
After crashing the Sox game, it flew off somewhere north. But everything's crazy now, trying to get my boys together to keep the streets safe.
I have no doubt that everything is mad crazy in the wake of a dragon. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk to Smedley and see what our next adventure is going to be.
The dragon you encountered managed to crash land into Fenway Stadium during the game.
That's gonna put the Red Sox playoff hopes in the Draco.
I see you have kept your sense of humor. Well, it also created a bit of a hullabaloo around the stadium and keeps local law enforcement terribly busy with the aftermath.
I sense where you're getting at. So where's the job going to be?
Now, ordinary folk would think of some second-rate burglary, but I have something better in mind. You are going to rob the Boston Red Sox trophy room.
I am... what? With the friggin' dragon in the stadium?
Nah, dragon's gone. Flew off north, according to the news nets.
But how am I gonna get in? Knight-errant cops are swarming the place, no doubt.
With all the mashed-up fans, there are a lot of ambulances on the scene, so no one will look twice at another dock wagon crew passing through.
So, you have an ambulance stashed around here?
Not quite. but I know where you can find one.
And this one just happens to have the access code printed on the dashboard?
I can get you into a repair facility where one has been conveniently wiped, and Jane will provide matrix cover. You've already worked with her.
Whiz. Sounds like a plan.
I will send the coordinates and the passcodes for the facility to your comlink. Off you go. Opportunity awaits.
Nothing could possibly go wrong here. Alright, let's hit the road. So I believe this is going to be our first, yeah, this is our first full squad mission. So that's pretty cool. We're actually going to get to pick 3 henchmen on this. And of course, because this is a co-op enabled game, if I wanted to, any number of these slots could be occupied by actual people. But for the purposes of this, let's just go ahead and take a few henchmen who I know are decent. Like our man Brutus. We haven't had him in today. And let's get our hacker guy in here too, just to kind of round things out. That's a motley crew. Let's go with that. Alright, so we need to enter the repair bay and unlock the code sequence for the dock wagon. And we're going to go to the dock wagon and escape, basically. Simple enough.
I jammed any alarms to the outside, but there are cameras and security on the ground, so watch your step. We don't have a lot of TikToks.
How do we get to the ambulance?
You need to open the vehicle bay. Look for a large control console nearby.
Alright. So we are going to make our way in here. See what's what.
All contractors, please remember to wear your badges visibly and have your clearance codes updated daily, or you will trigger an automated alert.
So it looks like we've got a security field here that we don't want to pass through. We might be able to disengage that, but see what we can see first.
There's a locked storage room. Maybe you can hack the console.
Alright, let's see what we can do. I don't actually see anybody down this hallway, so I think what I'm going to do is have my hacker just go straight for that first hack. Success. Great success. Alright, let's have our summoner roll up. And I guess we could have them kind of hang out there, maybe get a peek in that room. And let's have Brutus come and help cover the hallway, I guess. Okay. Let's see, we just need to check out this area here. Okay, it looks like some more flavor text. Gonna worry about reading that at the moment. There's a lock pick opportunity. I don't know if any of my guys actually have lock picking but we'll see. We'll have Summoner go check this. Yummy. Yummy loots. It doesn't look like she can pick that, so we're gonna head back out into the hall with her. Looks like Brutus can pick that, so that'll be his job. Nice frag grenade. Always appreciated. And then our hacker can hack the next node. Theoretically.
The security control node is behind that door. If you can hack the door lock, maybe you can disable the cameras.
Okay, so let's see what we can see. We peek around this corner. Looks promising. Alright, let's have our closest person go and back the hacker up, so that would be our summoner. Looks like this room is clean. Go ahead and send the summoner in, or the hacker in, to do their dirty work. A little bit of server lag there.
Excellent. That should take care of the internal cameras.
Okay, we're doing this ninja style. Let's go ahead and have him use the rest of his move to get that magnifier, just in case it's something important. It looks like more flavor text. I mean, which is cool. I have nothing against that, but not really going to necessarily help us tremendously here. Let's have our main guy move out into the hall. And let our summoner get to a better vantage. She can see poking around that corner. And let's get Brutus out here with the rest of the crew. It looks like that actually disabled that security system. But it probably doesn't matter which way we go at this point. Yeah, it looks like we're good either way. Let's just go ahead and bounce in here, I guess. Actually, maybe what I'll do is I'll split the difference. Maybe I'll have these guys who are closer to this side go this way, and then the other two go the other way. Yeah, we'll have Hacker and Summoner go the other way, and then my guy and Brutus will go back to the original door. Send the Summoner in here. Okay, we're looking good, looking good. I wish I had more line of sight on this room to see if it was truly empty. Well, it looks like no matter where they stand, they'll at least be in cover, so let's go ahead and activate that.
Good. I'm in. I'm reprogramming the access code to unlock the elevator. Find some cover. I'll be done in a sec.
How long is this going to take?
Oh, I'll have it open in a bit. Just sit tight.
I'm riveted with confidence. Alright, let's see what we're gonna do here. Brutus, my man, come over here and let's enter the bay with everybody else. And then let's get Hacker Man moved up into a better position.
This is trickier than expected. Hold on.
Okay, I think... Oh, actually, here's that first organ harvesting opportunity for my guy, right here. Let's go ahead and do that. Success! Cool. Let's see, now. Summoner, why don't you go... Have you go there and work that corner, and then Brutus, why don't you go here, cover that door, and then we'll bring the hacker in, say over here. Yeah, I think that's pretty good.
Oh my. They have a Deca in the Matrix now. Sit tight.
Okay, so I need to get myself into a better position. Let's go ahead and do that. Actually, probably right where that terminal is probably a good spot for me. I feel like everybody else can pretty much just hang out where they are. I think they're all in pretty good positions.
Oh, Drek, they made you. Get ready to fight.
That's because you've taken too long to hack stuff. Oh, well, whatever. We got this. So let's see. Where are our enemies coming from? Any enemies? Enemies. Oh, enemies. Ha! Did not expect that. Well, let me tell you how this is going to be. Let's go ahead and see about... let's see what kind of stats these guys have. 7, 9... Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay. You know, I think I can probably take them without having to worry about repositioning. Yeah, because she can do a 6. So I think if I hit her, I think if I hit the 9 with the 6 damage, that'll be pretty good. That's real bad. Okay, that was real bad. We're gonna move you up here. Missing that was not good. That was not a good thing that just happened. See if I can double tap this 9 out with my main guy. And one of them hit anyway. Okay. Now this one's got 2 armor, so it might as well be a 9. Okay, we got a bit of a problem here. Well, I think what I probably need to do is look at point blanking these guys with Brutus's attack. And position him. Let's see if this spread attack will work on them. That looks promising. 80%. I like it. Alright, now. That one's down to 5. That one's still got 7. Let's see if the hacker can stun the one and at least help me get this under more control. 69. Giggity. Alright, so at least that guy's stunned for a turn. That should help. The other one ran. So that's good. Let's see if we can do a little better this time. Hey you, yeah you who missed that last turn, I really need you to hit with this 80%. How about that? There we go. That's more like it. Alright. Now, this other guy. Let's see, Brutus. How you doing? Pretty good. Let's see, my main guy, he's gonna have to take regular shots, but that's okay. That's good. His armor's down. Excellent. So I think the hacker should be able to finish him off. Let's see if he can, and then that'll let Brutus check things out on his end. Nice. Yeah, so he's done. Okay, so now Brutus, just want to make sure that he doesn't get snuck on from behind. So let's go ahead and position him here and give him a reload. Oh, more enemies.
Get ready to board the ambulance.
Alright. So let's see what we got going on over here. Yeah, I guess I can go up and point blank this guy from the corner. Give him the business. Right, that was good. Took his armor down. I think this might be time for the summoner to get frisky with their summoned creature. That could make things interesting. Give you guys something fun to look at. Because what's more fun than a summoned virtual bear? Now there's something you don't see every day. Alright, so we're going to have you gnaw on some face. That would be cool. I'm going to go ahead and move you up. And then see what we can do. Nice. You go, bear. Okay, now Brutus. Do you have anybody to worry about on this side? Doesn't look like it. Looks like we're pretty solid over there, so I may just have him come over and contribute to the degree that he can. Only a 39% chance, but it's better than 0. Nice kill. Nice kill, Brutus. And let's see. That leaves the hacker, who we will just have come and hang out here behind cover and try to improve their odds. 74%. I like those odds. Nice. Oh, the bear is going to be very displeased.
The garage is open, and the ambulance coded to accept you as registered drivers.
The bear is going to be very
I'll activate
displeased.
the elevator and get you on the road.
Yeah, that's right. You're not even here, virtual lady. We're here dodging bullets and dancing with bears and stuff. Okay, so there's our ride. It's a nice whip. Let's see if we can have the bear take some vengeance before it despawns or dies. We'll go ahead and activate him. And let's see if we can... to there. Oh, crap. I just moved the wrong person. That was not good. That was really not good. Who did I move? Huh. Why did I move you there? That was not good. Have I mentioned that that was not a good thing that just happened? We are going to... We are going to pretend like that didn't just happen. I can't believe I just did that. That was really dumb. Really dumb. Here. Oh, you know what? I think... Oh, I see what happened. Some of my guys got stunned by that stun grenade. That's what happened. That grenade wasn't a damaging grenade, it was a stun grenade. Okay, now it makes sense. Well, that's all pretty awful. Brutus, buddy, kill that guy. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Oh, there goes the bear taking one for the team. Okay. Alright, well that was all terrible and horrifying, but everybody's done being stunned. So I think what we're going to do is just run away, screaming. We're going to run away now. You're going to run. And, yeah, Hacker Dude's going to run. And my main dude's gonna run. And Brutus is gonna run.
Sweet. We stole ourselves a ride. I've keyed it into the grid link. We're going back to the boss man.
Once again, discretion, the better part of valor. I mean, I probably could have killed that guy, but who knows what would have spawned in the next turn. So, better to get the job done. And more karma. Nice. Alright, so that was a pretty successful little mission. Feeling pretty good about that outcome. See what Smedley has to say.
Well done. But you know, this is only the first part. I assume you found the uniforms in the back of the ambulance?
Yep, and pretty ugly ones at that.
I looked at the manifest. They, and I quote, provide a professional yet cost-effective attire for on-location and mobile medical service providers of pay grade 3 and below.
I have no idea what that means.
It means put it on, and nobody will think you're anything but a low-salary pavement scraper.
So when do we head out?
As soon as you're ready.
Ooh, look at all the fat loots. I think most of that is just our outfit, but that Dock Wagon card, basic, is actually a really good healing item. So we won't have to buy a med kit for our next mission, because that's actually a better healing item than our med kit that we've been using. So that's pretty exciting. And money never hurts. I think we may have actually gotten enough money to... Yeah, we've gotten enough money to buy that armor we wanted to get. So let's head right over to the armor guy first thing and do that. Because then we can change out our old armor and sell it and get some money back. So let's see. Yeah, here's the ceramic plating, which is significantly better than what we're currently using. Grab that. And then we will just go right to our inventory. Again, it's nice how it shows you with the star the thing you've most recently acquired. So that's handy. We'll switch that out and then exit out of here, and we should be right able to stay in this vendor screen and sell what we just unequipped, which is a really nice user interface flow. which is something I really like about how this game works, is how it kind of lets you layer your UI and have like the inventory open over top of the vendor instead of having to like close one and open the other one, close it, open the other one again. Like just being able to kind of move in and out of the interface stuff at will, I think is a really smart and cool way of handling that. So let's see, this is a hacking tool. We don't want to get rid of that because we haven't decided whether or not we're going to pursue that. Tactical items, definitely going to hang on to that card. Definitely hang on to that frag grenade that we got. We actually didn't have to use any of our medical kits, so that's cool. So valuables. Okay, got a card stick. We can get rid of that. Some monies. So we did pick up some cybernetic arms. Ooh, those are beta arms. Are you kidding me? What? Let's see, damage bonus and organ harvesting bonus. So not great. I mean, they are basically free though. So we could either sell those for 370 credits, or we could actually equip them, since we now have extra essence to work with, and we don't currently have any arms of our own. But actually those... I mean, I guess the organ harvesting bonus would be good. Yeah, I'd be curious to see if that damage bonus applies to ranged attacks or only to melee attacks, because I can understand how it would apply to melee attacks, but I'm not sure that I understand how that would help our range damage. You can see though. Maybe we'll have the doc slap these on us just for the heck of it, since we can now. And then what's our money situation now with all that done? Almost 3 grand. It's not bad. Not enough for a new weapon or anything, but alright. Let's talk to the neighborhood watch while we're over here.
Hey, Busta. Are you packing your things?
The Boston PD has called for support from retired Army and cops. The Dragon hitting both Fenway and Neonet is stretching their resources. Me and the boys are thinking of volunteering.
To the other side of the law? I thought you were enforcers for Smedley.
Nah, we were always about keeping the peace. Fixers, gangers, dirty cops. It doesn't really matter who you deal with as long as the streets are safe.
This area is designated.
Alright. Let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and talk to a few folks. Try to get one more mission in here before I wrap the stream up.
Hey, Bozeman, did you find out anything about the Dragon incident?
I tried to send a spy drone into Fenway, but the police have put up some serious jammers in the area, so I lost contact. If you find a spy drone lying around, bring it back, will you?
You mean those drones the size of a fly? A little bit like a needle in a haystack, isn't it?
Guess you're right. Well, if you find any drone, you can just bring it to me, huh?
Right. Did you find out anything about this Dragon?
He doesn't match any of the Dragon sightings of the last 10 years. He may be pre-crash. I will keep checking.
Let me know if you find out anything.
Cool. Bozeman's on the case. And chat her up real quick. I don't think she has too much to say. Alright, yeah, let's have the doc throw these arms on us that we got.
This area is designated restricted under the Knight Errant Exclusivity Accord. Disperse immediately and vacate the
Yeah, it would definitely be nice to have a bigger font for some of these longer sentences. Starts to get a little tricky, like the more of this you have to read, the text being that small. Like I wouldn't mind seeing this like done in the same style as like a JRPG, you know, text dialogue where like the font's so big that you could read it from a television or whatever. Alright, let's see about getting these arms put on. I love this sound effect. You ready? Ready? This is so gross. It's delicious. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Okay, this guy's gonna be freaking out about the dragon some more, I think. Okay. All right. So this is one thing I'm curious to see, because these guys typically haven't had VO. Looks like they still don't. But there was one weird thing in the earlier builds where when I talked to the one of these three people, she actually did. And I thought that was really weird. How these other ones you have to read, and I believe it's this one, she actually starts talking all of a sudden at this point in the story, which leads me to believe maybe she's going to end up being a more important character.
You still don't look very happy. What's the matter?
Yeah, like up until this point, every time you've talked to her, she hasn't said, it hasn't been voiced. It was just reading, but for some reason now she gets VO.
Can you believe that? A dragon crashing into Fenway. I almost went there myself.
Now you're glad you didn't go, huh?
Glad? You know what that means? The Red Sox are finished for this season. They lost most of their team. I've never been so angry.
Matter of perspective, probably.
But then you'll see, like, even her friend here, right, is still just regular text, I bet. Yep. That's really weird. I don't know if that means they're going to be, like, adding VO kind of piecemeal as they get it done, or what the deal is, or like I said before, if that other character ends up being more important later, and that's why she got VO from this point forward. It's hard to say, but it's a little, like, weird kind of inconsistency in how this is being presented that I noticed. I was wondering if the patch today would change any of that, but it looks like it hasn't.
This area is designated restricted.
Okay. Talk to the guys.
Hey, Payday. I'm headed into the field. Any advice for me?
You should stock up on your gear a bit. If there is any security left in Fenway, they will be tougher than those gangers we faced.
I'm all for being prepared, but they're charging an arm and a leg for gear that's second-hand or worse.
So I have some very simple rules on my stream, one of which is don't come into my chat and advertise things without asking. It's right there on the text below the stream. And that's why that ban just happened.
Ready for action? Smedley has a new job for us.
I heard. Right into the midst of the action. Fenway, here we come.
Sounds like we should try to be on top of our game.
If you're visiting the Green Monster, bring me a souvenir.
Not sure I'll have time for that.
I think Virtual Girl's priorities might be somewhat skewed. So I'll just sum this up so you don't have to, we can speed things up a little bit. Basically, this guy's trying to get us to work for him instead of Smedley, and we're like, no, we're not doing that. We're already committed to working for this guy. But if you want to go through him, that's cool. And they're like, you know, we admire your loyalty or whatever. But clearly that guy's got some kind of business going on that they're conducting, trying to work their own angle on whatever's going on here in this alleyway. So yeah, not enough. Oh, you know what? Before we start the mission, let me do a quick inventory tweak. Let's get the dock wagon card, because this replaces 15 hit points, whereas the med kit I believe only does 10. Yeah, so this will like take somebody who's almost dead basically back up to full health. So that's why we're going to equip this in the second slot and keep the med kit in the first one. And then let's do a quick karma check and see if we can actually get any new skills for this mission. So I got a 13, which isn't quite enough to get my next automatic skill, so I think I'm just going to save the karma that I have and hope that I will have enough to get the next automatics unlock after this mission. So let's go ahead and talk to Smedley and see if we can knock this out.
Now that you've got yourself an ambulance, I have taken the liberty of supplying you with a fake SIN.
What if someone stops us?
It will pass a superficial inspection, but I don't expect anyone will look twice at an ambulance running its lights. It shan't be any trouble.
That's what you said the last time.
Well, I didn't trip the alarm inside the dock wagon facility, did I? And you got compensated for the hassle.
No persp. So what's the plan?
Quite straightforward, I should imagine. Drive in, grab the goods, drive out. Easy peasy.
Like that ever works.
A little more faith, my friend. There have been distress calls from a Detective McCarthy at Gate B on Van Ness Street. Get yourself there and make like you belong.
And if they call the bluff?
Improvise. Eyes on the prize, my friend. Eyes on the prize. Good luck, and bring me back a souvenir.
Everybody's souvenir obsessed, apparently. Alright, Autobots, roll out. Sorry, but the ambulance kind of looks like an Autobot, just saying. Alright, let's roll with our team that we've been taking on these past couple. Here's our summoner. Here's our shotgun guy, Brutus. And let's bring our hackety hacker in. Alright, looking good. Alright, so we gotta get to Gate B and enter the stadium. We can do that. What could possibly go wrong?
The ambulance and the sexy get-up, you look like the real thing. So make sure you don't say anything stupid. Just get through to the stadium entrance.
I promise nothing.
You need 50 cc's of Shut the Dreck Up a line. Stat.
I also would have accepted that. Okay, so looks like we've got a lock to pick down here. Maybe we can do that before we get too far into things. Let's have our man Brutus do that since he seems to do it pretty well. Yummy. Alright. And good, he can still move up. So we'll move him once we move everybody else. Go ahead and have our main guy chat these guys up.
Oi, Chumma. You don't look so good. What happened to you?
Fraggin' dragon, man. Smashed right into the green monster.
You saw the dragon?
Yeah, man. It was beautiful. All the colors of the rainbow.
Man, I want some of what you're having.
According to his file, he's had 60 milligrams of morphine over the last hour. Quite frankly, it's amazing that he's awake.
Nice. Alright, let's see what else we got going on here.
Yo, Doc, any update on what happened here?
Buzz, get your asses outside. We still have plant customers out there that need hauling in.
Alrighty then. See anything else here we want to interact with? Doesn't look like it. Alright. So, Summoner Lady, you go ahead and move up here.
Died of internal hemorrhage, massive trauma to the head and upper body.
Let's let Brutus move up. And let's bring Hacker Man up here. We got an item coming up ahead here. Clear a path.
Can you help me? Can you stop them from whispering?
Sorry, Chumma. Just passing through.
Oh no. Oh no, no, you must go.
Okay. Let's go ahead and bring Brutus up as far as he can go. He's lagging behind a little bit from that lockpick. Let's see. Can our main get up here? Nope. Go pick that up, Hacker Man. Cool. Medical kit makes sense.
Best leave them alone.
That Tuska's ghoul food. Anyone can see that. No point in CPR.
He has a platinum dock wagon contract. It guarantees 4 resuscitations per year. Gotta work him for at least 15 minutes.
Shut it, concrete cleaner. I don't need some newbie telling me how our service works. Haven't you got more body bags to haul?
Yeah. You tell us. Alright. Talk to this doc.
The fraggin' bastards trampled me, crushed my foot.
Shut up. We'll have it fixed in no time.
Great bedside manner there. Shut up. No, seriously, shut up. Let's see, Brutus. Go get you in here. And Hackery, Hacker. Get you up here.
This one is odd. The monitoring data suggests he died of a cerebral seizure, like you get when you implant Drek headwear, but he doesn't have any wear in him.
Maybe he got too worked up about the dragon?
I know how implant rejection looks. The damage is very specific. It's hard to miss.
Okay. Get everybody into position to move in. Let's do a little organ harvesting. Oh, actually, apparently, the mage can do that. Well, you know, my guy's better at it, so I'll have him do it on the next turn. Just get everybody into position. Actually, Brutus, you go ahead and talk to the nice lady.
If you want to go in there, be careful.
We haven't been able to secure the lower levels yet. All my people are tied up out here.
Alright, let's go ahead and get everybody in except me. I'll go harvest those organs before I bounce in. Okay, let me get a little that action. And I think everybody else is accounted for except Brutus. Get him in there. And then I can move in.
Good job getting in. Hold on. Smedley has something he wants to tell you in person.
What?
Your comlink is AR enabled, right?
Yes, but...
Nice. So really that mission is more of like a kind of flavor, backstory, kind of let you get some karma, get some items, kind of get a sense of what's going on. It's kind of like a nice little setup for what comes next. But I feel like this whole VR stuff is kind of where things start to take a really interesting turn from a story standpoint, because it's kind of like your first interaction in cyberspace. And I kind of don't want to ruin that for people who are probably going to end up playing the game themselves. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I probably won't be streaming this anymore, at least not for the rest of this week, just to give people a chance to play for themselves and kind of experience the story on their own. I kind of feel like this is one of those games where you can see pretty quickly after you see a couple of missions played and you see some of the combat and stuff, which I've shown off here today, whether or not this is the kind of game you're going to be interested in. And if it is, I highly recommend just going and playing it. I mean, I could show a bunch more of it here on stream, but I think what I've shown between yesterday's stream and today and the one I did last week should give you like a really good idea of whether or not this game is something you're going to be interested in. And I definitely highly recommend it. I think it's quite well done and definitely something that's worth checking out if you are into these sorts of games at all. Like if you've been looking for a strategy RPG to play with your friends who are into those sorts of games, this is definitely a game that you should be checking out, because while there are a decent amount of strategy RPGs that come out every year, you can really or I should say the ones that include multiplayer and more specifically co-op through the campaign are really few and far between, and I think the way this game does that is really quite good and definitely worthy of, you know, a purchase and some support and some love from the gaming community at large. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching this. As always, if you want to see me stream more games, I stream all sorts of different things all the time. Be sure to hit that follow button, and I definitely would appreciate that. And if you go to my Twitter, which is linked down there at the bottom of my profile, anytime I post anything, whether it's a blog post, a YouTube video, when I go live and I stream, I don't just rely on the Twitch notifications. I also post live streaming notifications to Twitter. So if you do want to follow me on Twitter, that's a great place to follow me, because everything that I do as far as content creation gets posted there. Because I do more than just live stream. I actually, like I say, blog occasionally. I have a YouTube channel. I have a game that I'm working on myself that I'm still pretty early in development on, but there'll be some more information about that coming out as the year progresses. So, having said all of that, I think that's pretty much going to do it for today. And I think this is, like I say, a good point to kind of wrap things up with this game. I got something really special and really different planned for tomorrow, so be sure to tune in to the Twitch stream tomorrow if you want to check that out. It's definitely going to be very different from what I've been doing these past couple of streams, so I'll leave you with that to ponder. But as always, my streaming schedule for right now is Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Like I say, if you want to follow me here or on Twitter or whatever, that's the best way to know when I'm go live. And until next time, this has been Shadowrun Chronicles, Boston Lockdown.